time has come to say goodnight. For every road must end to the ones who care and are always there. Our very special friends. Let's say goodnight to those we love and maybe shed a tear. But before we close, let's think of those we love who can be here. Let's raise a glass to absent friends. For every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friends. And when it's time for us to go and our long journey ends, you'll never be alone to see. You'll be with absent friends. So let's raise a glass to absent friends. For every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friend.
Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio on this very sad day for all the Rangers community and the funeral of beloved Walter Smith, RIP, gone but will never be forgotten. Rangers Radio will be having a night during the international break where we'll pay tribute to Walter and thank all his memories and all he'd done for his club. We'll take the time to do it right. We just thought it was only correct that we mentioned his funeral today and wish him, Walter's family and his closest, nearest and dearest all the best today, and hope everything goes well for them and he'll never be forgotten by the Rangers support. John, myself, Foxshire on the show this evening is Bridgeman and Big Stevie. Evening, gents.
How are you, Oxshire? And how's my old pal Bridge?
Oh, can I say a massive good evening to you guys? A huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in on this very sad evening. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Here's a puzzler for me. How come it's only when you two are in the studio together that Fox locks the safe?
Locks the safe?
That's terrible, isn't it? Absolutely.
What a slur on your character, Stevie. What a slur on your character.
No, but Stevie's in on his own. Nothing happens. You're on your own. Nothing happens. As soon as the trees are together, I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's trying to suggest.
I think is there some sort of distrust in Big Stevie?
No, Stevie. I don't think.
Against Big Stevie.
I don't think it's Big Stevie.
All right, okay.
Anyway, sad day for the Rangers support today, Stevie, and then we hope everything went well for the Smith family, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% echo everything you
Your
say.
name's Bridge. You're not called Stevie.
It really is, Ox. It really is. It's sad today, you know, the Rangers family. We've lost an icon, you know, an absolute legend. And for what I've heard and reports and things, the crowds were phenomenal the day for the quartet going by Ibrox. So he'll never die. He'll always live with us. I mean, I grew up following the man all over the place, and he's just a nice guy. First and foremost, he's a total gentleman. He was respected by everybody.
Well said. Bridgeman, once again, I hope it went well for the Smith family, yeah?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I said, I echo both you, everything you said and everything Big Stevie said as well. It's a really sad day for us. And it's taken a long time. It's a big tear. It's a big tear in a lot of folks' hearts. It's just really, really sad. And we need to hopefully glide through it rather than storm through it. Just glide through it and let it wash over us and absorb it. Because you're not going to see a Walter Smith. You're not even going to see him once a decade or anyone like him. It's just not going to happen. He's a unique person. And what a relationship he had with our club. What a relationship. Fabulous. Just fabulous.
Yeah, obviously came in the door in 86 and he was still with us in 2011. Okay, his service was broke, but pretty much a quarter of a century. And considering he never played for us, that's pretty good service. I know Walter was well rewarded, but we couldn't put a price on the joy he gave us, Stevie.
No, definitely no. The man gave me many a great night out. The ultimate Tim Slayer, you'll never look. I'll just cherish the times that I had with the guy. When we went and supported Rangers during his term, it was absolutely brilliant times to be a Rangers fan. He didn't give up.
All right, we're going to move on. We just thought it was correct. We mentioned it, and I'll say it again. R.I.P. Walter Smith, and once again, all the best for everybody at Rangers Radio, to our Smith family. We're going to hear from your gaffer, Stevie G. Get your comments for you, and then we'll get the phone lines open. Because Walter would want us to carry on, and Walter would want us to go and win tomorrow night, hopefully. So get yourself a mute, lads. We're going to hear from your gaffer, Stephen George Gerrard.
Wondering how good a place do you and the squad go into this one on the back of such an impressive and convincing win at the weekend?
Yeah, listen, the mood's really good. Confidence is high, as you can imagine. It was a really important win and victory at the weekend. We done it in style, but there's also got to be a realisation that the Europa League, different competition, different level, and almost a one-off game, if you like, because it's a must-win. In terms of us keeping it in our control to get out of the group. So we almost have to move on very quickly from the weekend, take the positives from it, and get the boys ready physically, mentally, and also with a game plan that's going to be successful on Thursday.
In terms then of the squad tomorrow, they've given you kind of a squad update firstly, and they've given you a nice problem because there's so many getting towards the top form at the weekend.
Squad update is really positive. We've just all had negative tests come through the night, so everyone's available from that point of view. We've got one injured out in Glenn Kamara, who's probably 50-50 as it stands. But yeah, you're right, I've got some really good, you guys will call them headaches. I call them nice issues to solve, because we've got very talented players in each position. We've got good options. We've got a good squad to pick from, and we've got a lot of people who are either in form or playing themselves back into form. So it's really exciting, and as the manager of Rangers, I'm in a good place.
In light of where Bromby are in this group, and you're expecting probably to come in the front foot tomorrow, might that play in your hands in terms of plans to start?
Well, I think, look, we have to realise this is going to be a different environment. It'll be a full house. Spoke to Daniel Agger about the Bromby support, how lively they're going to be and how much they're going to be up for this game. So it's going to be a real tricky tie from that point of view. I think Bromby are in a must-win situation where they lie, and after the results at Ibrox, they've almost got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I think they'll go for the game. I think they'll be aggressive. I think they'll come for us. So we have to take a lot of things into consideration in our preparation and our planning, and make sure that we are ready for whatever comes our way. We know it'll be a tough game. The Europa League games away from home are always a big challenge. But we've faced them a couple of weeks ago, so we know them well, and then we've done some more homework on this team individually and collectively, and then we're going into the game prepared and ready.
Tav is currently sitting on a total of 99 assists for the club. He's obviously a player you inherited, but you kept him as your captain. Have you and the coaching staff attempted to develop him to change his game in any way over the last couple of years?
We try and develop, help and support and create an environment for all the players to thrive, to grow, to evolve. Not just James, but James is someone who's got our full trust. James is someone who has incredible moments as a footballer, assists and goals, and when he finishes his career, I'm sure he'll look back with major pride on all his numbers. But James and all the defenders know what the priority here is, and it's to keep clean sheets, it's to be tough to play against. So there's a lot of things that come around everyone's individual progress and development. So the back unit and us as a defensive unit, we know we need to be a bit tighter, a bit more stronger, and concede less goals. So it's always an ongoing thing here to get better and to strive to improve collectively and individually.
Stephen, how much of an emphasis has been put on trying to make sure you don't concede that first goal tomorrow night?
Listen, it's something that we don't need to overthink about or over-talk about. I think the players are all experienced enough, they've been around us as a staff to know what we demand, what our standards are, what the club demands, more importantly, and what it takes to be successful. I think the majority of the squad have been here and lived it and know. So we don't have to keep putting it in the players' faces and overthinking or over-talking about it. We just need to go and do our talking on the football pitch and just cut out some little individual errors and just tighten up slightly from a defensive point of view. But that starts from Alfredo and Kamar and Fashion and the players at the top end of the pitch. It's certainly a collective thing. The positive thing for me is we've shown major character, major belief, and real unity to keep fighting for results and turn stuff around. But in an ideal world, you don't want to put yourself in that place in the first place.
Hi Stephen, Fashion Sakala is obviously the story on Sunday. He gives you an option that perhaps you haven't had in these away European fixtures before, doesn't he?
Did you not watch our game at Prague?
That's what I mean. Well, yeah, it's pace and directness perhaps in a game where there might be space on the break.
Well, look, that's the reason why we made that addition into our squad. It was an area and a unit where we felt we needed something different, something that we could maybe polish up and develop, and someone who could add a real strength to our attack and play with that raw pace and power, that little bit of unpredictability. He's an incredible human being. The way he's come into the club, his smile, his demeanour, his attitude and his energy, he's lifted the whole place. We needed time to make him settle and get him used to us. We needed to get used to him, and the signs are that he's starting to really find his feet here now at Rangers, and he's a real exciting one for everyone to watch moving forward. And listen, there'll be plenty of opportunities for Fashion, not just in Europe, domestically as well. And I think we're really starting to see his strengths and his consistency coming out from a training point of view. And it was no surprise that he put in the performance at the weekend that he did.
Hi, Stephen. You mentioned the options you've got there at the top end of the park. Just wondering, how is that maybe, when you look at those guys in total, the numbers that you've got up there, as strong as it's been since you've been at the club, and how interchangeable are they all to be able to drop in and out?
Well, I think part of the recruitment, obviously the way we play, the system, and what we look for before we recruit, it's important that not everyone, but some of the players in the front areas are comfortable in different positions. So some are comfortable from the left and the right. Some are hybrid who can play as a 10 and a 9, or a 10 that becomes a 9. We do like that rotation and that flexibility in the front positions. And if you look at Kamar, if you look at Fashion, if you look at Ryan Kent, Scott Wright, outside of Alfredo, these players are all hybrid and can play in different positions and different roles, which is very important because we want to be flexible and be able to adapt within games. So I think it's an area of our team that's still developing and still getting better. But if you look at pace and threat and goal threat, it's probably the strongest that unit's been since I've come into the club, for sure.
You mentioned after the game in Prague about the importance of a financial input in terms of competing at this level. How important then is it to qualify from this group in terms of looking ahead to the January window? These next 3 games, could that give you a bit extra to play with in terms of strengthening the squad?
Look, I think in my position, I'm always aware of the financial implications. I don't think anyone else has to really concern themselves with that. In terms of the players and my staff and myself, we need to prepare and go and win the game. It's about the points. There's people at the club that'll deal with the financial side of it. But look, I think everyone's aware that European football, not only does it bring a satisfaction in terms of your own personal journey and from a fan's point of view, but it's very important for the club's resources as well. We need to keep doing as well as we can. The aim is to have European football here after Christmas. So we need to keep, obviously, all pulling in the right direction to try and provide that and produce it. But in terms of the financials and the numbers, no one really needs to concern themselves with it except the people at Rangers and myself, but that'll always remain private.
Hey Stephen, can I just ask you what Glenn Kamara's issue is, and also whether Ryan Kent or Ryan Jack might feature tomorrow?
Ryan Kent trained fully with the group yesterday and came through and looked pretty good. So he'll travel with us, assuming he comes through this morning's session. And obviously we'll decide on what we do in terms of selection in due course. Ryan Jack's training away. He'll have an outside chance of being involved at the weekend, depending on how this game goes. But Ryan's been back in full training for a couple of weeks now. I think the international break's super important for Ryan in terms of getting a load of work in big spaces in his legs and maybe trying to get a game behind closed doors for him to get some minutes under his belt, because he's obviously been out for a long time. So that's where them two situations are up to. Glenn Kamara's had a whack on his ankle. He actually had 2 kicks on the same ankle, so there's a little bit of swelling in there. There's been a big improvement overnight, which gives him that 50% chance. And we'll wait as long as we need to in terms of Glenn, because he's so important. But we'll probably know at the back end of today's session or tomorrow morning whether he's going to be fit to start or not.
Morning, Stephen. Just on fashion again, obviously he's the man in the moment, but you mentioned that over the last 10 days or so he's sort of started to settle within the squad, the country. I just want to get your opinion on, is that something that we underrate, how difficult that is? I know you mentioned Cedric Eaton last year having taken a bit of time to settle. Do we as fans and football people within Scotland kind of underrate how quickly that is, how quickly that can happen, or how long it takes?
Yeah, I think we all do. I was someone who played for my local team, who lived at home with my family for the majority of my career. It wasn't until I went to LA and maybe tried a different experience, or maybe I was away with England and it's different because you're not in your comfort zone, if you like. So these players are coming from different areas of the world. Some of them come with the family, some come without the family. Cedric came during a pandemic, which came with numerous other challenges. Fashions come. Obviously, he was living in Belgium, but it's a different league. He's coming to a different country again. He never came with his family. His family are on the way, but we've had some visa and passport issues, and these are the little things that people don't see through no fault of their own. But the good thing about Rangers is we have the right people who can give them the support on and off the pitch, and you do have to be patient and give these people enough time to feel at home and feel comfortable. And it's important you don't throw them in at the wrong time, because you can also ruin someone if you throw them in the deep end and they're not ready and they're not settled, they're not used to how you play or the environment. Sometimes it can be too soon. So just a little bit of patience with certain individuals. That's what we need to be like with them.
Obviously, Brøndby has been getting some better results in the last 2 weeks. What have you seen from Brøndby since the last game, and what do you expect on Thursday?
I think we've seen a big improvement domestically in terms of results. They obviously got a real positive result at the weekend. You can see them moving up the table. I think when that happens, it breeds confidence and belief. And for us, it's, you try and put yourself in their camp and think, where are they thinking? What does the game mean to them? How's their coach going to approach it? And I think he's in a must-win situation. So we expect the best version of Bromby, the most aggressive version of Bromby. And I think with their support and a full house, and if Daniel Agg is telling me the truth, and it's one of the best atmospheres in the world, we have to be ready for a real fascinating challenge.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, let's take the selection. Headache is the term that was used, and great to see Ryan Kent potentially involved tomorrow night, Stevie.
Yep, absolutely fantastic, Ox. It's great that he's got that headache. That's what he's saying. It's nice. I don't think he'll start the game, I'm going to be honest. I don't think he'll start, but I think what a player to come on, with his pace, so just let's see where it brings us. I believe he's only done maybe a couple of full training sessions, so that's what's making me think he might come on as a sub-box.
I can't see him starting personally. I don't know what you think, Bridge.
I agree with Stevie. I don't think it'll be a start. By the way, I hope it. I'm my heart. I hope he's going to stay. He's going to start really good. And for him, I just love to see him getting back to fitness again.
I think you've got to look at the big picture, Bridge, not the little.
Oh yes,
picture.
of course. I'm just saying that as far as the game tomorrow night, in all probability, it'll be maybe a 60th minute or a 70th minute substitute, and see if we can get some real game time under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
It might take him in a couple of sessions like that, before he can do it. But Ryan Jack, by the weekend or something like that. Is that what he said?
No, potentially. Could be.
Potentially. Of course, we're only talking
that's what saying. Anyway. Bridgeman might buy a round to the two things that could happen,
Well, that's true as well, But that would be, for them to be around the game, even going there and sitting on the bench and getting involved again, getting re-involved with a football atmosphere type thing. Both of them would be great for them. So we're really pleased. A couple of weeks ago, we weren't sure what was going to happen. We were having wild guesses. Now the manager's updated us. So within a fortnight, after the sort of high international tournaments, I would imagine that it'll be right ready for Ryan Jack and Ryan Kent to come back into the team at their own leisure. I would imagine at their own leisure.
Yeah. Big players for us on form. Ryan Kent obviously looks as if it was a hamstring injury. We've not too much details of what it was, but it definitely looked like that. Ryan Jack had a lot of problems, and hopefully they've got to the root cause, Stevie, and Ryan Jack can kick on with his career.
Yeah, that's it. Well, look, Ryan Jack, they took their time, to make sure the boys really going to be. And I just hope they don't. I hope when he comes on, he's no on for the start. They'll probably bring him on in a cameo, maybe in a game where there maybe a couple of goals up and ease him in. Maybe he could maybe feature on Sunday if we're doing all right. They might bring him on if he's able. But it's great news getting the guys back. It really is. We're a different animal. See when Kent's on for him, we're a different animal. And that's the same with Ryan Jack today. Ryan Jack was a stalwart in the team at one point, and it's just like getting new players. It's really like getting new players.
Check your text messages, Stevie. Bridgeman, a lot of positive. Bromby's domestic form's picked up. If you took the form at Ibrox, it looks as if it's a game we could win again, but it doesn't always go like that away from home in Europe, mate.
Oh, I know. It's been a long history of having really good form, and all of a sudden we lose it away from home, or vice versa. We have poor form at home, and we're brilliant form, and sometimes it doesn't all mix. I love the way the manager spoke tonight, very forthright, and I love those updates. I really did. I'm chuffed to bits now that there's a chance that our two guys that have been missing. And I'm not forgetting Helander, so please forgive me. But the two good players, really good players we've got to make things happen for us have got a chance of playing within the next few weeks. Just wonderful, because they're starting to dread it, starting to dread it. Come on, Rangers. Get there.
Aye. 3 big players for us, 2 internationalists there, and Ryan Kent, who's the biggest signing that Stevie G's had. But we'll see where it takes us. I think it could be coming at a good time for us, for they two, and Helander as well. You maybe get them back involved with the group, and then they have a wee break, and then they're back into full training, ready to go for the first game after the break. Stevie?
100%. 100%. As I said, it's just like getting 2 new players back. It really is. We've been that long without them. And Hollander, make no mistake about it, he's our best defender. And as soon as the big man's back there and ready for selection, my God, we've got strength and depth. Strength and depth all right, in the squad.
I have to agree 100% there, Big Stevie. Helander's a great reader of the game. You watch his positional play, and generally he's right on the ball. Where the ball's going to come, he's going to be close to it, in general.
Yeah. He's also a danger bridge up with set pieces.
Oh, my goodness. You're right there. You're right there.
As we've seen against the mob for East End of the City, he's dangerous in the box as well,
But is our centre-halves the most prolific centre-half scoring partnership in the league at the moment? Like Goldson and Balogun, and they've scored a couple of goals each.
I don't think Goldson scored this season.
Maybe you're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm thinking him scoring every week.
Do your homework before you come on here.
Balogun scored, didn't he?
Balogun got his first goal, didn't he? And Simpson nearly got a goal on Sunday, Stephen.
Robbed by Roof.
Old Kamer got a 40-yarder on the line, didn't he?
That's very close to a tamper side distance.
Aye, well, Simpson's reaction was quite good, wasn't it?
Aye. And the boy needed it. The boy would have done with that goal as well, because he's not been getting a lot of game time, and that would have perked the boy right up, But listen, we all know it was very less Simpson's goal. We know that.
Yeah, I hope that Simpson actually thinks that. That's quite philosophical for you, Stevie. But I hope Simpson thinks that way, because you can only be sad about it for so long, can't you? But you've got to realise what he was done. And he was there. He got the header to the ball, and as simple as that. And the ball ended up next to Roof. It was going in the net, unfortunately for him. Roof put it in the net. But yeah, it's so bad.
No, it's his goal, man. Every parent was there, and anybody watch it can see it.
Did they say that? Didn't they say that in the paper in Monday? It said Kemar Roof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Roof wouldn't have got it if the boy didn't do well. So
aye.
Let's give him a bit of credit. Jack Simpson done well. He's the end of the ball.
Gets an assist for it, didn't he? But aye, look, listen. Great news about Ryan Kent. Hopefully he's fully fit. Hamstrings are fixed, and we get that explosive Kent Bridgeman that we've missed even at the start of the season.
Yeah, Ryan Kent, you're right. Very, very, very explosive character on the pitch, and he makes things happen. And people around about him will understand and will know what's on the pitch when he's there, because he is a fantastic wee player. I'm saying a wee player. He might be 6 feet tall for him. I don't think so, but I think he's a great player and great skill, great skills. And he opens up the teams. He runs at somebody. They end up with 3 people around them, terrified. They don't know what to do. That's the way I see it anyway.
An informed Ryan Kent's a big plus. Oh, Goldson scored against Roos County, whoever that is.
I saw you that day. I was there. I was there. I get the heater, sure.
Aye, that's right. But Balogun, he scored as well. But Big Hollander's got one. But last season, Goldson he had a dream season,
Aye. Let's be honest. The whole team had a dream season. But listen, as you were talking about Ryan Kent there, I hope the Bears are singing his name tomorrow. I hope he comes on and we've got that direct.
No chance. There's only one song they're singing.
What's that?
The Gala.
Well, I've been practicing. Me and the Wayne have been practicing.
When are the band doing it? When is your band doing it?
Oh, it's a hard one to learn the New Yorks, you know. But we'll get it. Don't worry about that. We'll get it.
Aye. Oh, I've seen pictures of the Bears in Copenhagen singing it in some big bar, you know.
That's it, by the way. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, honestly, man, what a tune it is. I just hope a wee man keeps banging the goals in and we keep hearing it. You know, and I hope you're right. I hope if we don't hear Kent will tear us apart again, I hope it's the Patrick Sakala number. Absolutely brilliant. And by the way, all the best to our pundit, Mr. Southside, who's away over there. I wish he would stop asking me how my day is and sending me photos of pints.
Aye, I know. Very, very, very nice of him to do that to us. Don't worry, mate. He'll square us up with the old duty frees when he comes back.
Aye, I hope so. Aye. Well, let's hope he comes back and no handcuffs on. I hope sounds like that. Brilliant. What a man.
Yes. Good guy. One of those good guys.
Good.
Right, okay, so I'll put you two on the spot. I mean, I don't think Kent's starting tomorrow night, but I'm going to go, if Kamara's fit, I think it could be the same team as last night, Sunday's game. One potential change, and that would be Lundstrom for Scotty Arfield, and only because Scotty's not played a lot of football. That would be the only reason. But that's it. That's it for me. There's not going to be major changes. Oh, that's Bassey playing. Aye, I'm sticking with Bassey. He deserves it after his last two performances. Stevie.
Aye, same. I think Big Bassey's got to stay. I think he's listen, the big man's a diamond. He just needs polish around the edges. He's a big powerhouse. He's enthusiastic. And we're going to need every bit of that. And we need his stature, and he's a big frame. And we're going to need his presence 100%. He's in. Bonner's injured. I don't think it's the right game for Bonner to come back. Definitely Bassey for me. And I can only agree with you with Scotty Arfield. I think they'll play Lundstrom. I really do. And McGregor, McGregor will be in. So I would go for very much the same team as well. But Bassey's a definite for me. He's got to be there.
When Bassey walked in the door like yourself, Bridge, you knew you were a man of distinction, yeah?
A real big spender.
No, I never said that.
A real big spender, that's a belter.
Brilliant. He's brilliant.
He's the only guy I know that cuts up his Wirral original, Stevie.
I'll tell you what.
It hangs a loop paper back out to dry.
I agree with you about the team. I said it last night. I'd keep Bassey in most assuredly. And I hope Kamara is fit enough to play. But I think the substitutes bench will be all important, particularly in the second half. Because hopefully we'll have stifled them as much as possible, that they don't get a goal, and we can then start to put some pressure on them. And if we can start to put pressure on them, they might crack. And we open them up. That's what we need to try and do anyway. And there's nobody better. Anyway, we Kent will be good at that.
All right, we'll be joined by Kenny. Evening, Kenny.
Hi, good evening, Ox, Bridgman, and Stevie. How you all doing?
Kenny, boy.
Good, mate.
You all right, Kenny, yourself?
I was at Ibrox today. You know, I went there. The Bears Burnham Pride by absolutely amazing. You know, it was quite emotional at times. You know, but what caught me most of all was the way the different age groups. You know, very young, you know, to younger, old, all ages. You know what I mean? It's amazing. What a turnout. You know, but that was very sad loss for me personally. I'll never ever forget them. You know what I mean? Anyway, week about it. I look forward to that. The last time I was...
Fox is working on it, Kenny. Fox is working
Sorry?
on it. Fox is working hard at that, yeah.
Yeah, I will look forward to that, Ox.
I think it's going to be special.
It's going to be what?
A Fox special. He's been working hard on it, so we'll see.
That's great. I look forward to that. Got that many memories with that guy. Where do you start with him, you know what I mean? Anyway, the last time I was on here last week, I think I measured on the Richter scale, Manga after the Aberdeen game, you know. But what a difference on Sunday. That was back to the standards we expect, you know what I mean? Thoroughly thrilled with the performance of Sunday. The only one thing, right, apart from losing the goal on Sunday, corner kicks. I'd like to see Rangers putting a player on the post.
Said that for a while.
This zonal marking, you know. I'd like to see if there's a player on the post on Sunday, they win a goal. That's the only negative I've got about it again. Apart from that, I mean, I thought they were absolutely outstanding. They're definitely our best performance of the season, without a doubt. On to tomorrow night, I would like, me personally, I would like to, if they can do it, depending on Kamara, I would go with the same team again tomorrow night. I really would. And you're right, I definitely don't think Kent will start. It's definitely the bench for him tomorrow night.
I agree, mate. I think it's too early with a hamstring injury. Big Stevie?
I can only agree with Kenny. I've been saying it for a wee while about putting a man on the back post. For me, that's a must in future games. I think we've lost maybe 3 goals right at the back post. If I had a man on it, I don't think it would have happened. And I can only agree with Kenny there. It used to be Stevie Davis. It used to be in the back post all the time, eating it off a line.
That's right.
No, and I don't know how we still don't do that. It's Zono Martin or whatever they're doing. For me, get the boys in the back post, get a body at the back post, and keep that stick covered, because let's be honest, it's Saturday. That goal, no, dearie me. But anyway, I can only agree with Kenny, and Kenny, 10 out of 10, mate. We can all be that, but we're all a wee bit upset with the way the team is playing, and fair play to you coming on and saying what a difference in that the team. So, 10 out of 10.
Last week, with Walter dying and all that, you know, I was wanting a performance, you know, fitting for his memory. Again, that was part of my anger last week when I came on here, you know. But I can't, apart from the goal, but that was the only negative for me on Sunday. I thought they were definitely the best performance for the season. You know, it was more or less, even when Murray scored, it was against their run of play, you know. I had a feel-good factor about the game, you know.
I think you're fair to come on and criticise, and that's what the show's all about. Yeah. But if you come on and criticise, you've got to come on and do the other bit when it goes well, you know.
That's right, That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? But I was just,
that one, I'd take it after you.
I mean, it was just that. I mean, I've seen so many performances like we got last Wednesday. We've all been waiting for this performance that came from anywhere on Sunday, you know. I mean, we're getting players back now and all the rest of it, like Ryan Kent and Jack and all that back at the team. It should. I mean, if you analyse your team, right, you go back to the start of the season. I mean, you've got a player for 2 players for every position. In some positions we've got 3. You know what I mean? And they should be using it. I mean, they're on a rebuild, isn't they? You know, we should be taking advantage of that. You know, and up to Sunday, I felt we've no. And I also said last week, like, barring a miracle in the East End, the travel league and settled the right, so I got that one wrong, you know. But no, I can see them actually dropping more points. Maybe wishful thing, but I don't think they're anything great.
I've not been concerned about them. I've been concerned about us, mate. I've not really been looking at them. Obviously, you look at the results, etc., you know, and on Saturday afternoon, I first put the telly on about, I started looking about 4:30, and I seen it was nothing each, and I put it off, and then I gets a phone call for a certain guy northwest of the city. He says, "Have you seen this? I've never seen such a disgrace in football in my life." I wonder who that was. And we took it for there, and then you get the lift but you're saying, well, it doesn't really matter. We've got to go out and do the business, and we've done it, Bridgeman. We've done the business.
Absolutely did, man. We absolutely did. And your points you're making there about putting men in the front or whatever post. It wasn't that long ago. Younger Stephen Davis was actually saving God knows what 3, maybe 4 goals and 4 real good chances at the far post, heading the ball off the line and things like that. He was brilliant at that. And yeah, there's been a change somewhere along the line. I don't know what it is, but certainly a good shout. That's Kenny. Get a good shout, Kenny. Get a man in the post. Get a man in the post.
Well, I feel they've got to, just feel they're suspected sometimes with these set pieces, you know what I mean? But I'm not a manager, but we cannot say it, But as I say, it was only negative I had in the game is Sunday, losing that goal. But sometimes you've been watching Rangers all the years, you get a notion this game's going to turn out all right, Something, just the feeling I had sitting watching my daughter, and but that's the standard required. We've got to keep sustain that level of play, and if we can sustain these levels, there's no team in that league that'll love us. In my mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and also I feel, and I was quite in Tavernier last week when I was on here, but I feel that Arfield in the midfield gets Tavernier for he can play the boys to him. He brings them into play more and encourages somebody to get forward, That's what I seen on Sunday, Arfield can remain fit, that to me would be the midfield. The worry, I just hope Kamara makes it personally myself, As you know, I'm not Mr. Lundstrom's biggest fan, but we'll see what happens. And also another thing, do you guys think that Davis and Lundstrom can play this in the midfield together?
Well, they played together when we beat Bromby 2-0, Stevie.
Look, it's a case of their positioning. See if Big Lundstrom pushes up front, goes up front and he doesn't lie too deep, it could probably, they could Kenny, they could play together, and they could, but it's when Lundstrom lies deep and he doesn't push forward, he doesn't make runs to the edge of the 18-yard box, the opposition's 18-yard box, they're too much of a muchness, but it's a total different ball game when Lundstrom is maybe up at the 18-yard box, he's hitting shots and that. They could win the team. I would say, it could happen if Lundstrom pushes up there.
I mean, the game last week when he played, it was far too deep. We all know that, you know what I mean? But I want to see this box-to-box midfielder that we've been crying out for, for a wee while now, before we had it last season. It never materialised. I want to work for the guy, but to me last week, it was just, oh, here we go again, you know what I mean? We just had a good run 4 or 5 games and it's back to, but maybe it was getting called, but he'd pull back with the defence and that, but he's got to get forward.
Look where he scored the goal against Hearts, mate. Look where he hit the ball, just at the D there in the 18-yard box. He curled it right in. That's where I want him to push up to all the time. He lies far too deep, and that's how people are saying, him and Davis can't play together, It's just, I don't know if he's told to do it. I don't know if he's not realising he's coming back too deep, or it's just habit where he used to play with the other team he came with. The bottom line for me is where he scored against Hearts is where I want to see Lundstrom pushing up to for the midfield.
I agree with that, Stevie, you know what I mean? But you watched Davis on Sunday, it was a midfield masterclass swinging, but I'd said last week, he can spring passes. That goal, that Sakalas for goal, what a ball that was.
See,
Lundstrom got that in his locker.
Watching Davis on Sunday, it was just like watching myself. I've
Robert calls him Pirlo.
I think he has. I think Lundstrom has got that in his locker, mate. But you're talking about Stephen Davis. Is Lundstrom in the same class as Davis? Not at the moment, mate. Can he get there? Only time will tell,
But as I say, Oxby, I want them all to succeed, I really do, But It's just, just maybe because of it happened last week and that, and then I'm expecting him, especially like he's game up north, the team I can't stand any kids, man. And it was the exact opposite, what I mean? The only consolation we took out of the game was when they came back for 2-0 down and got a draw at it, And that was the point, actually, after what happened back in Saturday, But they've got these levels of play. That was Rangers of last season to me, That tricky, tippy-tappy football,
But just give you an update in the ladies' game while you've been on, Kenny. 23rd minute, Brogan Hay picks out Westroop in the box, and the just captain who was on the show, great guest she was. The captain loves the ball over Ramsey, 1-0 to the Rangers. 41st minute, great strike from Rachel McLaughlin. She cuts in from the right and drills a low effort at the back of the net. 2-0 to the ladies. A league match building up to the big game at the weekend.
Very good.
Stevie, look, I think the jury's been out in Lundstrom. He wasn't great against Aberdeen, but come on, he got 4 man in the matches in a row.
Listen, we've seen in flashes what the guy can do. We've not signed him because he's a bad player. We've signed him because we could see what's there. He's a big, strong boy, and for me, if he gets time, we've seen bits of what he can do. You don't get 4 man in the matches in the bounce if you're a bad player. Come on. We've got to give him a chance, and let's just see what he can do. He's just settling in. He's still settling into Glasgow. He's still finding his feet with Scottish football. Just give him a chance. We all need to stand back sometimes and give some of these players a wee chance. It's like Sakala too. I mean, you heard what Sakala said. Davis told me just to get into the box and he would find me. He did the half-field ball, as Kenny said. Top class.
What a ball that was.
That pass out. There's not a lot of people picking that pass out, but regarding Lundstrom, but you're no doing 4 in it. 4 man in the match.
Wait a minute, Stevie. 43rd minute. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Zoe Ness makes it 3-0 from a finish inside the box. Carry on, Stevie.
Magic, 3-0. Brilliant. That'll do. Well done, the woman. They had a bad defeat there to the other mob right enough, so that'll pelt them right up and get them back on track. But anyway, I'm all for giving Lundstrom a bit of time. The jury's still out with the big man, and just let's get behind him. Get behind him, man. As I said, he's still settling in, on and off the field, that is.
Aye, that's what Sakala, but Stevie's G said about Sakala today, Kenny. It takes time.
Aye, I know. I mean, I did say it, last week I was in Sakala, would give the benefit of the doubt, because I hadn't seen enough of him really, but when he certainly, starting the one Sunday, that pace it has, I mean, we've been badly lacking pace and width, especially since Ryan Kent's been it, but we just see it all come together on Sunday, And by the way, see them on 8, what if Barisic's is fit, but any use that Bassey for Barisic's right now?
I think if Barisic is 100% fit, the gaffer will play him. But I think Big Bassey's due a chance because his last 2 performances. Stevie?
No, I'm a Bassey man. Bassey should be in. I don't think it's the right game to bring Bonner back after an injury. No, for me. The big man's played well. And I was just going to say there about people settling in. I think Sakala's countrymen at Spide and Crossbow, they're settling in well. When it looks at it. I just hope Sakala settles in a wee bit quicker than them.
I think that was Bridge. I think that was Bridge's probably they were pushing,
I need they were pushing the trolleys for the Bridge man. He was at the motor waiting them.
No, for me, Bassey starts him all the way, The plus, he's getting his cross balls into the box are getting better. I mean, that was one of his big, things that you say of him like the last season. His final ball was terrible, but look at the one he set up for Tav. So he is that side of his game is getting better and all. I think he's earned that. I would definitely start with him, mate.
Yeah.
I'll give him a shout. I think he looks a lot better left back, Kenny.
Aye. Well, the cracky bit of unity is, you see him. Imagine running into him. I mean, big boy, he's solid, he gets up in that. I remember that game, I always remember that game when he first came in, it was one of his early games the last year. We were away, it was the night the night they won their goal with Roof. We played the French team, the Belgian team. And that night he came on, and that pitch was what? He was to stop. He was running up and down like that. I mean, he was always like he was swimming up and down the touchline, you know what I mean? Couldn't believe it. It had no effect on him. Big, strong boy. I rate him, actually.
That was Royal Antwerp, wasn't it? Was it Royal Antwerp it was against? No.
I think it was Royal Antwerp, Stevie. That was one of the early times I'd seen him. And then he played in that game against the League Cup game, and he'd a bit of a mare in that one. We didn't see him for a while, you know. But, you know, to me, he's a player that's come on leaps and bounds. I mean, to me, he definitely warrants starting the more than 8 left back. I'd be pretty disappointed, actually, if it brings Borla back. And I'm a big fan of Borla, but he has been off the boil a wee bit this season so far.
All right, only time will tell, but we'll see. I mean, I think if Borla's fit and the gaffer thinks there's no hassle, we'll play him, but I wouldn't be upset if Bassey starts, Kenny. I really wouldn't. He's your full starting 11 then, Kenny?
Well, McGregor, Tav, Bassey's probably the same team as Sunday. Balogun, Goldstein. Midfield would be Kamara, Fit Davis, and Arfield. And Oribo, who I do like playing in the front three. Oribo, Morelos and Fashion. I want to see the team again. And plus another thing, you know, it's this rotation, all right, and he's going to rotate again anyway, but for this game, let's go with this team again, if we can.
Stevie?
I am with Kenny. I would start with the same team, give or take. I don't see what the problem is. Going back to Borna, Borna's fit. I wouldn't bother me any of the two of them, but I just think the big man deserves his place in that team. I really do. And Borna's just to be back for an injury, you know. So I'd keep him in the team. I really would keep Big Bassey. But up front, Sakala, does he deserve to be dropped? I don't think he does. I think the boy's done enough. He's shown his own form. I mean, it breeds confidence when you score a hat-trick. He'll be buzzing to get out there tomorrow, you know. So I can only agree with your team, Merritt, give or take.
Ryan, you can't get himself out of the next couple of games, get back in, you know. You can imagine, like Sakala and Morelos and Kent. I mean, that would give us some pace up front, that. It really would.
I agree with you about Bigger Ebo, but I think he's a better player playing 1-4.
Oh, yes. Well, that's the only problem. Where would you play Ebo? Because to me, he's better on the front three, cutting into the right, you know.
Some feet. Absolute some feet, man. The boy's glued to his feet at times. He's absolutely fantastic. And do you know what I like about me? He doesn't always go the one way. He changes it different way. The players, the defence don't know what way to take him. Bigger Ebo. He was unlucky in the first half where he done a quick 1-2. I don't know who played him in, but my God, it was a good save by the goalie, so it was a one-handed save. Aribo, absolutely fantastic. Great talent. See when he's up for it. He was right when he says the gaffers told me to be more aggressive. See when he is more aggressive, he is a better player. And he runs into that box and he beats players. He's absolutely brilliant to watch.
Bridgeman Joe Aribo, 6'3" with the dancing feet.
6'3" with dancing feet. I'll tell you what the guys have just said there, all about him. We've been saying it. He's a wonderful player. I love him on the right wing, or the right side of the game. Allows him to cut in, allows him to bamboozle people. Seriously, he ends up with 4 and 5 people in about him, you know. But a great player. And his role really, really skillful. Really skillful. You know, I think our manager said some nice things about him a couple of weeks ago, and he's continued to say so. Wonderful player. I hope he stays with Rangers for a few seasons yet.
Me too.
I am a big fan of Aribo. I think he can go wherever he wants in the game. He's got ability. He's got power. He's got pace. If he could just get that consistency in putting shots in like he did, I think it was against Dundee United last season, Stevie, when he battered one in. he's got it in his locker, so you just have to add that to your game. And I'm not saying every game, half a dozen games a season. You know, it's a long season. You put them in, then you get the tap-ins and some of the colours he gets, and all of a sudden you're getting yourself 10 goals a season playing what he plays and doing what he does. Big asset to a team, man.
Oh, yes, they have. Even when he does I know I want to see a boy score, but even when he does, he always contributes. He never hides. He gets in about it. I love Joe Aribo when he's really angry. And it takes maybe somebody to kick Joe Aribo for him to say, do you know what, I'm getting right on it. And you see the difference in his play. He's brilliant, man. And they can't get that ball off him. But how many times have we seen him cutting out, beating a player, cutting out the box and then curling one into the corner? Absolutely brilliant. He's got that in his locker, and we wish we could see more of it. But what a young talent we've got there. Bearing in mind we got him for a cross-border fee, is that correct? 250,000, something like that?
I mean,
that right?
For him now. And he's playing in Europe regular. He's been successful in Europe. His own manager didn't get it right. He's at Birmingham now, isn't he? But he didn't stay at Charlton either, you know. But aye, good bit of business, Joe Aribo. How much would he be worth for you, Kenny, Joe Aribo? Put a price on him.
Oh, crikey. But don't forget, I'm looking through the blue-tinted list, you know what I mean? I would say I'd be looking no less than 10, 12 for Joe Aribo. Me personally, you know, I think he's that good. I see that McAvenny was actually punting away moving January. I don't know if any of you seen that.
I wonder why, yeah.
I know, exactly. I know.
Is that Fashion Sakala scored the main amount of goals in the league? Is the wee cheat? Is that right? Somebody said that. Is that right? I'll get fucked to check.
Still did they find the sniper yet? That was unbelievable. The big boy slapped him in the back of the head and went down backwards onto his face. Unreal.
See, I was at the pub on Saturday afternoon. I was actually out Saturday afternoon. I was meeting up with a few friends, you know. So we went into the pub, and the results were coming in Sky Sports. And the guy who was at Parky turning around like, it's the worst penalty kick I've ever seen awarded in my life. In all the years I've been like that, you know. But we were just the scores were getting you. And I was like, oh shit, they're going to score now. Just typical. And it was actually live on air, and I went like, oh, they've missed it. I couldn't believe it. Just get the whistle, you
know. Somebody, Ox, got to explain to maybe some of the listeners, because I was a bit bamboozled and all. Right, so the story goes, the keeper's get the ball in his hands, ready to put it up the park. Thiago shoves the boy, right, with two hands, walks up to him, shoves him. The big boy reacts stupidly and slaps him in the back of the head. Right, so it's an after-ball incident, right? Because play hasn't gone. The keeper's get the ball in his arms, right? So what I'm saying is, if that happens outside the box, the big guy slaps Thiago outside the box, the big guy would have probably been sent off still, but there's no way in the world they'd have given Celtic a free kick outside the box. So why was that a penalty kick?
Right, here's my take on it, right? And we'll let Kenny and Bridge come in as well. Here's my take on it, right? You lift your hands in a football field, you're always potentially getting sent off, rightly or wrongly.
Correct.
Doesn't matter what happens. So there's potentially two red cards there, correct?
Right, correct.
You send the two of them off and you get on with the game.
That's it. How was that a penalty, but?
Don't know.
If it happens outside the box, it's an off-the-ball incident. The big guy's off, Thiago's off. So they wouldn't have given a free kick to Celtic outside the box. Well, so how was it a penalty?
If the goalie kicks the ball at the park, yeah, the two of them are still in the box, yeah, what do you do then? Do you still get a penalty?
Unbelievable. I can't fathom it at all. I'm going to say this. Bobby Madden just was under pressure. He was getting the usual verbals for that mob, you know.
Right.
Who's the main what the usual crap?
We'll come back to Kenny and Bridgeway, their thoughts on it just quickly, because we don't want to hear them head. It's just a cheat.
I think because a lot of the Hullabaloo was in their penalty against Aberdeen last week, and they were going crazy about it. They were spitting venom about it. It was that came into play with that man in Ottawa. I mean, the social media
I wish they're very good with numbers, that mob. I wish they would actually look at the numbers, sending off red cards, penalties awarded, and everything, and see what the problem is. Anyway, get yourself a mute, lads. We're going to have a tune.
Whistle. And Rangers, the Scottish Premier champions, have won the best of British Clash. There's a header down the big back line. The line was missing goal. Rangers have scored. It's 2-1 for Rangers.
The streets be broad and narrow, follow we will, follow we will, follow we will. Though the streets be broad and narrow, follow we will follow in the footsteps of our King. Follow, follow, we will follow Rangers everywhere, anywhere, we will follow.
It was 50 yards out from goal on the left-hand side, and he walloped it first time, and the goalkeeper never even saw it.
There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, no, not one, and there never shall be one. So take all of their troubles, we will fight till the day is done. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, no, not one, and there never shall be one.
Brilliant run by Higley, drifting left towards the end of the penalty area. Swings it all back across the guys. Oh, the guys has scored for Rangers. A superb goal. Walter Smith turned into Lutzes.
There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, no, not one, and there never shall be one. We are the Rangers boys. By our noise, we may think it's a team and looks on our way. For we are the Glasgow Rangers boys. We are the Rangers boys. You know it's by our noise. We'll be the Rangers, see a team at Ibrox on our way. For we are the Glasgow Rangers boys.
Durant found Higley running across the left side. A ball played across, and McCoy's coming in, heading it first time for his 29th goal of the season, and Scotland's goal king strikes again.
We are
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, we'll quickly get Bridgeman and Kenny's thoughts on that penalty decision before we move on. Well, we might know because we might have a referee join us, or an ex-referee. Quickly, Kenny.
But I think it's a joke of the last decade. But frankly, it was never a penalty. It was the softest penalty all the time. Told you that the guy Sky Sports says he's never seen a penalty given like it. No.
Right.
No way. It was just to me last Wednesday played a part in that penalty. I could be right.
Bridgeman.
Yeah, I have to agree with it. In fact, the last words that Kenny uttered there, last Wednesday's result, played a big part in that decision. Now, I'm not being funny. I only seen it on the news. So what I've seen is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Just comedy error, comedy central, and really and truly a penalty for that. A penalty. I'm sorry. Well, I know theoretically and by the law you can't raise your hand to anyone, but the wee guy pushed the big fella, and the big fella turned in and smacked him in the back of the head for pushing him, because the ref wasn't doing nothing. By the way, the referee was there. He saw the second, we never saw the first one, but we know what the reason for that is. We know that, no problem. And what was the referee's name again?
Brother Bobby Madden.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Hello. We've been joined by William.
Hello. How do you do?
We'll get you saying that crazy penalty of the weekend.
Aye, I'll tell you. If you look at the whole incident, now the referee, because the keeper's got the ball in his hands, the referee's making his way up to the halfway line. So he maybe didn't see Kyogo pushing the big man, but his linesman could have helped him out there. Bobby Man should have known that something's happened. He's not just going to slap him in the back of the head for nothing. He should have got onto his linesman and said, "Did you see anything there?" And he'd have said, "Well, the wee guy shoved him," which you could take as being inflammatory behaviour, or you could take it as being adopting a threatening and aggressive attitude, either of which you can give him a yellow card for. What I think should have happened is, if they see the whole incident, the wee man, he pushes the big man slaps him in the head, and then the wee man goes down as if he's been shot. So what you do there is, what I think you should do is, the wee man gets a yellow card for inflammatory behaviour or adopting a threatening and aggressive attitude, and he gets a second yellow card for feigning injury, so he's off. The big man, he gets a red card for violent conduct, he's off. But it's a free kick to Livingston, because the original offence was committed by the Celtic player.
I agree, mate. I don't.
And that's how it should be. If you put that in the exam, a referee's exam, that's what should have happened.
Well,
Hugh Cavan's forums are stone wall. Surprise.
I think they tried to dismiss the whole. The way, I mean, I had a good look at it. I had a great good look, because this is quite a serious incident, sort of thing. It's a big talking point. And the wee man, he gave him a fair push, and I think he was trying to provoke the big man. I really think, what they call inflammatory behaviour. And that would be a yellow card in sporting behaviour. Yeah.
A referee with common sense. There you go, Stevie.
Right. That's the way it should have been. I think the referee should have spoke to his assistant and said, "What happened there? He didn't just totally out of the blue slap him in the head. That just wouldn't happen. They've got to know something provoked that."
If VR had been there on Saturday, right, would that upturn that decision?
I think they would have looked at it in the VAR. You never know this VAR. I mean, there's a lot of grey area in it. And Celtic at home in the last minute, desperate for a goal. It might depend if it's Clancy or if it's Willie Collum. It might send the keeper up as well.
I've got advocates for this series. I think a lot of that penalty was put out that one last Wednesday.
All right. I think we've given them enough airtime, enough oxygen. We'll move on. What else is on your mind, William?
Yes. What was I going to say? Did you notice that their goal and I was delighted? I'm still happy with the result, I've got to say, and the performance. Did you notice that their goal was an absolute carbon copy of the goal that we lost last season at Hamilton. Remember that? The Sunday. It was a Sunday 12 o'clock kick-off at Hamilton. Exact carbon copy.
Was it one each? No.
I think it was a draw. Aye.
No,
it was one each. He scored the last minute.
It didn't come for a
That's
corner.
right. That's right.
It was a breakaway.
Aye. Well, the ball came across. It was a free header. McGregor dived to his left. It fell at the guy's feet, and he just played it over McGregor. Exact carbon copy. Couldn't believe it. But needless to say, I was delighted with the performance.
You've got you a bit more often.
I think it just dawned on me right away. I seem to remember these things for some reason. You know, well, last season we never lost a lot of goals, so it was easy to remember. You know,
good point.
But, I think in Sunday's game, I mean, obviously Sakala with the hat trick. You're looking at Sakala. Steve Davis is absolutely brilliant, back to his absolute best. But I thought Scott Arfield had a great game. I watched the whole game in Monday again, and I was trying to watch at points, watching Arfield. My God, he did a lot of running. He covered a lot of ground. He really did. He did all the tidying up, you know, all the dirty work, as they say, run about, putting out fires, as they say. You know, I thought he did a great game, Arfield.
And you come, Stevie? And you come?
Scotty Arfield did a good game. I think all the team had not a bad game, but the ones that stuck out for me were obviously Stevie Davis and Sakala. Stevie Davis, absolutely outstanding. He just controlled the midfield. And the boy Sakala, 10 out of 10, he got on the end there. I mean, that one, a lot of people wouldn't even run for that. The boy Sakala ran, the Davis chipped it out. What a ball it was. You know, and again, I get back to it. The Sakala said in his interview that they keep saying to me, "Get in the box, we'll find you, we'll find you." They did the half, and fair play to Sakala. He ran like heck, man, and got on the end of that ball. But that was the ones that stood out for me was Stevie Davis and Sakala. They were like your men in the match, you know. And Big Bassy had a great game too. I thought, you know,
I love Big Bassy. I love him.
Did the half? He was involved in a hell of a lot, so he was. And what a ball for Tav, and what a finish, man. But
amazing.
Everybody in the team had no a bad game. I've got to agree with Ian there. Was it Ian?
Willie.
Aye.
Aye. Look, it was a good performance. Everybody sees the game slightly differently. Well, you know, Scotty Arfield maybe wasn't involved in a lot, but people have been commenting he helped make his play, if that makes sense, yeah?
Well, that's what I was saying, Bridge. You know how one of the, I think it was at Sky, they had that thing where you could follow one player at one time. You could press a button and you could follow a certain player. Well, that was years ago. I know that happened years ago, but I put that into my mind, and I sometimes watch the game back again and try to watch one single player for maybe 10 minutes. I just thought Arfield, he'd done a lot of running, covered a lot of ground, up and down the park, up and down. I mean, Lundstrom, remember he asked me, who's your best player of the season so far? And I said, Lundstrom. I think when it came to the Aberdeen game, by that time, I think Lundstrom had run himself into the ground. You know, 4 or 5 games, possible man of the match. Either man of the match or possible man of the match. I thought he'd run himself into the ground, and I think it came to the Aberdeen game, and the tank was empty. You know? And I don't think he's a box-to-box player. And he has been doing that. He has been running up and doing up and working hard, you know, for these 4 or 5 games. I just think he was absolutely exhausted. Yeah.
All right, I'll cut across here. I think we've been joined by Ian, who sneaked in. All right, Ian, you okay there?
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
All right, mate. What's on your mind, mate?
I know I sung a song the other night there. I wanted to dedicate just this one verse to the gaffer. For me, there's no religious stuff, nothing in it. No, it's a
Take it for the top, Ian. Take it for the top.
It's a safe song.
Listen,
you weren't exactly a big hit the other night, were you?
You got the red buzzer the other night.
I know.
Right, are you going to have a go? Is this for Walter?
This is for Walter Smith.
All right, well, listen, Ian, don't you tell anybody. You're one of my favourite callers. You carry on, mate.
Thanks very much. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy, and I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. Sir Walter Smith, Sir Walter Smith, Sir Walter Smith, Sir Walter Smith.
I was what was the words of the chorus?
Yeah.
Well done, Ian. Well done. You've redeemed yourself. You've redeemed
I
yourself.
changed the words at the end.
Wagga, wagga, oh.
Do you know the Sakala number, Ian?
No, I don't want to know it either.
How does it go,
Waka
Briggs?
waka sakala Gambia. I don't know it.
Oh dear. Right, okay, well done, Ian. I think that puts you. You're now just in front of James from Tennessee.
Am I back in the good books now?
You've never been away for the good books, mate. Is that right, Stevie?
Aye.
Thanks a million, lads.
Listen, the only problem I've got here is I'm a big fan of James from Tennessee. I thought the boy was good. I thought he'd have got in that Come to America group, Sexual Chocolate. He was that good. But I hope James comes on and backs me up here, because I'm backing James all the way. If they're hearing that, James has got to come back to us. He's got to come out now. But well done, Ian. Well done, mate. You changed the words, you come on, and that was a nice wee thing you done for Walter Smith. 10 out of 10.
Right. Thanks very much. Can I just say a quick hi, everybody?
Speak to you soon, mate. Cheers. You never know what you're going to get on Rangers Radio, will it? Never.
I was hoping to hear it for the start, the whole song. Been singing it all day.
Waiting for the LP to come out. Well done, Urine.
I'm meaning to phone my son to see if he's heard the full song, you know.
Tomorrow night, it's a big game. We could get ourselves in a right good situation in this group, considering we never took any points at the start. And if then we've got the if you like, the pretty much the all or nothing game at home to the Prague team if we go through tomorrow, if we can win tomorrow night. It's important for prestige and it's important for revenue, for the club. Stevie?
Yep, 100%. That's what it's about. It's all about money. It's all about extra dough that can help maybe bring players in or keep players there even. For me, that's what it's about. And you're totally right. Well, if we win tomorrow night and we've got the Prague team back at Ibrox, by the way, what a night at Ibrox that's going to be. And that would possibly bring you on to, if just for talking's sake, we win tomorrow and we beat them, that would be us in 9 points. And I believe it's how you fare against each other if you were ended up the same points. So they beat us 1-0 away, the Prague team. If we can beat them with 2 clear goals at Ibrox, man, we're in the right good position. A right good position. But what a night that would make that up to be. That'd be brilliant, man.
Aye, we've got to win tomorrow night, but important for revenue as well. Kenny?
Oh, aye. Yeah, definitely. Win tomorrow night. She says Stevie sets up for maybe a couple of weeks' time, you know. I mean, I honestly didn't think they were anything special, that Prague team. Just what they think he performed on the night. But they win tomorrow night, beat them a couple of weeks. You know, I think that'll give second. You know what I mean? I don't see any problems with that, you know. Tomorrow night, that team's got to come out offline, or is it first 20 minutes or so, you know, yourselves always a bit dodgy, you know. But I'm quite confident about the morning. I think they'll win 2-0 there in the morning. I watched the highlights of their game on Sunday there, actually. And they were the opposition they were playing, I didn't even know who they were. I've never heard of them. And that team created a couple of chances against them. You know, they're not a great team.
Well, I hope you're right. Will prestige help attract players?
Oh, absolutely. I think we should go with the exact same team as we had on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a brilliant performance. They'll all be flying their confidence. It's a huge game for us, absolutely huge. We've got to start well. Stop giving away a consolation goal. Really got to start well, and we've got to get we've got to get a victory And I think we know, as the gaffer says, they're going to come at us. Definitely, and they've got to. It's a do or die situation for them. I'm confident we can win.
All right, hope you're right.
If we play anything like we did on Sunday, I'm confident we can win.
Well,
in Brøndby, you know.
Well, I think where we've got it good is they're going to have to come out and play, and I think we'll catch them. We'll do them in the break, mate. And I thought we missed a lot of chances against them at Ibrox as well. Mm-hmm. It's about taking our chances, Amora. We've got to take them when they come. And I think we should we do all right, because they've got to come out, and I think if they do that, I think we'll catch them. I really do.
Well, the pace of Sakala, if he's up front, you know, if you look 100%. At his goals on Sunday, the variety and his 3 goals, 3 totally different goals. And the tiny wee guy jumping up in amongst the giants for that header. I think he's
flashing Sakala. You know? You kept saying that. So, he's flashing Sakala.
I'll soon tell you. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll tell you exactly, mate. I don't think he's that big, you know, but Bridgeman, Europe is important for prestige and revenue,
100%, absolutely 100%. No change from the last 3 seasons, because we've been in there and we've done it and built each season, and we did really well last season. So they must have earned a few quid. Although I think because of the crowds, COVID killed the crowds. The season previous we made a lot of money. Big fans, big performances, big turnouts. This season we'll get a big turnouts. We've got to do something now. We overself it. Got to get out there and win this game. Win this game tomorrow night. Get in there, Rangers. Come on.
5'10".
On yourself, Brad. On yourself.
5'10". He's above average height. I mean, the way someone was talking to you guys, he's not that way. He's 5'10". It's not right height, you know what I mean? It's tall as me right up. It's not right, you know. 5'10". Because I know some of the guys were talking to me about 5'7", 5'8". He's not.
Aye.
5'10". It's a reasonable height, you know.
By the way, he has got a good leap in him. I don't know if he's going
aye.
I'm not going to say he's a Mark Gately, but
no.
If you get a run with the way his pace, you can get in front of people, and it's all about timing. He does, Stevie.
100%. What I like about him too is he fears God, he doesn't fear man, so just let's hope he goes right on about it tomorrow night. You know, he keeps mentioning God for his hat trick and reading the Bible and stuff. The man to be, listen, give him a chance. The boy's going to really, really come good. And see tomorrow night, we need legs tomorrow night, and believe me, he's got it. He's got pace. They're going to come at us and we'll catch them. And you might see the wee man getting on the end of one. That's my thinking for the game tomorrow. They're going to come out aggressive. They're going to try and get the early goal and settle themselves. But I think when they're pushing, we'll catch them. But the wee man, as Willie said, a variety of different goals. Sakala got there at the weekend. So just let's see where it brings us, boys.
If we get the makings of a cult hero here, Willie, Fashion Sakala, it's just
could
sometimes
be. I mean, you can see the variety in his plays, you know, and as you said there, he's got a good leap, he's got a good jump in him.
Uh-huh.
But I'm surprised he's that tall. I didn't think he was as tall as that.
Oh, 5'10's all right.
I think football players have all got bigger, but Stevie, cult hero, the fans seem to have took to him. I know he's got his own song that nobody knows, but
I'll tell you, man. Listen, it's got every chance to go into number 1 on Govan Radio. Anyway, that's for sure. That song is absolutely brilliant, man. We need to get that sorted out, man. I know the Bears singing that when he scores. That would be brilliant. That would be absolutely fantastic. And he's a likeable wee guy. He's what's the word I'm looking for? He's a shy boy. He's no shy, but he's just a nice guy all around. The way he talks and that, absolutely. And let's hope he does well. As I said, he's only digging his heels in with, you know, he's getting to know the country, the game, the football and everything, the culture and everything else. I mean, it must be a shock for him coming to that. It's got to be minus what some of these games Ross County on a Wednesday night, December, stuff like that. He'll know what happened all right when it's freezing.
We'll see if he's good there, if he can jump with a duffel coat on it.
A snorkel.
He reminds me of a different position of like Marvin Andrews, keep believing and all that. He's quite religious, that sort of, he's got that sort of Baptist way with him, you know what I mean? That's what it reminds me a wee bit, Back to 2005, Helicopter Sunday. I think he was the only one that was believing at the time, but he kept saying it, keep believing, God, So, we could do all the help we can get. That's the way I look at it. Listen, guys, I'm going to pull it. Thanks for having me on. And I'll go for a 2-0 in the morning night. Get through that first 20 minutes. Get somebody on the post at corner kicks.
Yep.
All right. Stephen Davis for me. Put him on corner kicks.
Aye. Right, good night all. Good night. Thanks for having me on. Right, speak to you all later. Right, bye.
Just here's Fox has sent me a wee start. Mitchell under 13 points clear of Bromby, and we gave them a bit of tank in them. We were there a couple of years ago, but that doesn't necessarily, what does he work like that? With Dobby Millionaires, but we play them all right. We win for me, Wally.
Aye, I think if they try and go toe to toe with us, I think we'll eat them. Really. Absolutely. I think if we start passing the ball about, playing the way we did, I hope we can play the way we did against Hearts. First half against Hearts. Oh my God. How many could we score? Because they have got to come, they've got to score. They've got to beat us. And they're saying, they've got a big crowd and all that. Aye, right. They've seen a big crowd and it wasn't in Copenhagen. No way.
I believe the Bells.
A wee bit at Ibrox, they were terrible. And as somebody said, like Stevie said, we could have scored a lot more against them.
Stevie?
Fox, am I right in saying that the troops are taking 3,000 over?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, just think of the racket they 3,000 will make. So it's not as if the Rangers players will be shaken by the noise of their fans, that's for sure. So I'd be a bit hostile for the first 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes. They'll go gun-ho, and I just think if we can get through that, we'll catch them. We really will catch them. But as far as their crowd goes and all that, I'll no bother us, man. No, I don't see that. We're experienced European campaigners now, that team that's there. I mean, we've done well. We've had 3 good runs in Europe since Gerrard came in. So, I mean, we've played in better places than that,
Aye, well, Gerrard's record in Europe, I know we were disappointed with the Malmo game, but the whole big picture with Gerrard Bridgman, he's been phenomenal for us in this group of players. They've gave us nights and gave us results. They didn't think it was possible.
Well, it was a dream, innit? The whole thing was a dream since he walked in the door. And there, the romance with him, between him and the Rangers fans has been nothing short of fantastic. And, we didn't win the league, but he got us into the Europa League, right? Superb stuff. He got some great games in there, good victories, got the coefficient, the numbers up. And then the next season did the same thing, only better. And then the next season we didn't have any fans, but we still got there and got into the game. It was just fabulous. The guy is amazing for us, just amazing. And then last season won the league. You can't ask for much more than that in reality. However, there's lots to win in Scotland, and in Europe.
We'll get them on a night out of the way. And remember, everybody, it's a 5:45 kick-off. I know that will interfere with both your starter bridge and your pudding, Stevie.
Aye. Oh, I've got the old chocolate cake and custard. Oh, the more
what a shock.
But you, the Parma ham with the melon tomorrow night, bridge on Thursday, is it?
Parma ham, what's that?
Oh dear.
Hey, Oaks.
Yes, mate.
Oh, can I ask Bridge a question?
Of course.
Bridge,
Well,
I heard you saying you sometimes...
Don't make it too hard.
No, it'll not be. It shouldn't be for Bridge, no, it shouldn't be. Bridge, I've heard you saying you sometimes you look on follow.
Oh, yes.
Aye. I don't know if you've seen, there was an article, there's a big kind of story about, it was a guy, Kerr, that played for Scotland in the Euros. Kerr, spelled K-E-R. Do you know who that is?
Oh, no, I do not.
Follow. Do you know who that was?
No, go and see it.
You don't know, no?
No, go on.
No, I'll tell you what it was. There was a big picture of Steve Clark, and underneath it said, it was the end of the Euros, and it said, 1 goal, 1 point, 1 care.
Ah, that care. I recognise him. He's called Steve Clark.
Right, Wally. I do the jokes on here, all right?
Sorry.
Wasn't it bad? Wasn't bad, mate. Wasn't bad. Did you get it?
Any joke about him is going to be good.
Oh, mate. Don't get me started.
I know.
Right, yeah, right. Tomorrow night, big game, Europe. Bizarrely, is Ross County a bigger game than away a European tie, Stevie?
Look, it's just plain and simple. A lot of people were saying after we lost the 2 first games, Europe's now becoming a hand. Let's concentrate in the league. There's 30 million quid at the end of it and all the rest of it. But listen, we're Glasgow Rangers, Ox. We want to win every game we play, man. But and if you've not got that attitude, I don't know. I mean, that's just the attitude I've got anyway. Every game we play, we want to win. And it doesn't matter, Europe, the League Cup, Scottish Cup, or whatever we're entered. We want to win it. Even the pre-season tournaments, I'm going up, we don't. No, the bottom line for me is, it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But we really need to win the game on Sunday, 100%. We've got a psychological thing going now. They've lost it for what's happened there at the weekend, and we're building momentum. We need to win that game, boy. You're totally right. It could be more important.
Mental as it is. Bridgeman? He's still laughing at Willie's jokes.
Is he looking for that guy, Kerr?
Bridge?
I know that boy, Kerr. I know him all right. Listen, you were going to ask me a question there, Roxy, and I do apologise.
You weren't listening.
No, I missed it. That's what I'm saying. I thought you were going to ask me a question.
If you missed it, that means you weren't listening. So,
that's what I'm saying. I missed it.
Right.
Not in step.
Bridgeman will see you. Fox will see you in HR in the morning, mate. Yeah.
Aye, okay then.
It was what games are bigger? What games are bigger?
The next game. No matter what it is, for Rangers, Glasgow Rangers, the next game is the biggest game ever. If we don't win this next game, that could cost us a lot of money. And if we don't win the following game after that, that could cost us even worse. So there you go. For me, always the next game's the biggest.
All right, okay. Thoughts, Wally?
Well, it's a hammer blow for Ross County. I see they're not getting any fans in. Because they're demanding... 900 tickets have been cancelled. Because they're demanding this COVID zone behind the players and the subs. So the people that be sitting there have got to go where they were going to be sitting. So they'll have no fans in it. So that's a hammer blow for them. That's 2 buses cancelled.
Oh,
a big Highland queue.
Aye. Take the saddle back off the queue. We're not going.
There'll be no queue there then. I just Scottish football. Sometimes you despair, You just wonder about the nationalities. I get it. I get the COVID fears and all that, but I don't know really. I thought we were slowly getting back to normal. I know things are moving with numbers, etc. But you're outside and
can I come in here? What is it they're after? They're wanting to sit behind their dugout. and put the Rangers fans that were
back in the corner, back in where we were up until.
Why? What is the difference? I've seen their team. Why? What's all that upheaval about? That's just
it must be to protect the playing personnel. That's all I can think of. Or maybe Big Malky feels a bit intimidated.
Story of life.
Listen, man. No wonder the people in England laugh at our league at times. Come on, man. Supercomputers. 4 teams playing in the city of Glasgow at the one time. This carry on. COVID, Celtic flying out in the middle of a pandemic. No wonder people are like, how can we possibly sell our game to people? Come on, man. We're eating ourselves from the inside, man. It's absolutely nuts. Some of the stuff and the stunts that are getting pulled, it's just, and some of the stuff people are asking for is just, come on, man. They can't sit in the away corner where they've been sitting for years.
No. It's the club that want that protection around the playing staff.
Right. The clubs want the protection around the playing staff.
So it's because of the empty seats that's put there, that means there'll be no away fans.
But if they know already been playing away to different other people and know had their fans, has their fans been round the dugout all season then, I take it?
I couldn't answer that. I mean, obviously, if you look at Parkhead, it's hard to tell with all the empty seats, mate, you know what I mean?
You're no kidding. You're no joking,
You know, but I don't know, Stevie. I don't follow Ross County as close as you do.
The day I read Pyox, now, come on.
You said the meat was lovely, didn't you?
Oh, by the way. Oh, big deep steak pie it was. Oh, I was chewing it for about 15 minutes. It was lovely. So it was. Best part of the game. Apart from the 10 kills.
You need to take your teeth with you next time.
I was using somebody else's.
I was there, we've got to stick together.
But the game is, come on, it is getting farcical, isn't it? They're wanting to, oh, come on, man. They want their fans to be running about the dugout for the COVID reasons and that.
No, they don't want more fans to move so there's empty seats to protect the playing personnel the way it was at the start of the season, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm parting it. I just can't get, right, protection. Dear, man. This part of this G8 summit thing, but no, nothing would surprise me.
I think Greta might
cop out 26.
Aye.
Right. Have you noticed, Ox? Have you noticed how COVID can tell what team are off form? What team have, their title push has collapsed? Hibernian. They're totally collapsed. And then the next thing you know, they're flooded with COVID. The only team in the country flooded with COVID. And they've got a team on the pitch. The only team.
Well, they're obviously meant to play tomorrow night, and then they've got their games off at the weekend, isn't it?
That's right. I think they should give the points to the teams. If Hibs can't put a team on the park, they lose the points.
Is that no
or
the
they case? Can scrap the league and we can get awarded the league. They'll do that, won't they?
Well, aye, they might as well,
it's been done before.
They've set a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? The 1999 on this day, Stevie. I know it's no yesterday. 22 years ago. 22 years ago. Rangers lost 1-0 in Bayern Munich. Michael Bowles got injured. Yep. 22 years ago today, mate.
That night. We pounded them into the ground. We gave them a lesson in football that night. Is that no the night we hit the bar, hit the post, they get the penalty kick? Oh, dear. And Michael Bowles got injured, Oliver Kahn, wasn't it?
Yes.
Out in the sideline. Away out in the sideline. What a player, honestly. Michael Moles, what a turn. You'll never see anybody turn with a ball at him. That Michael Moles turn, that was unreal. 22 years ago. Where's the time went he?
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Well, actually, talking about Michael Moles there, a wee pal that was a youth coach at Rangers when Moles was there. And just after the injury, when he was coming back, he says that Michael Moles was an ultimate professional. Absolute gentleman. He said the same about Richard Gough. Absolute gentleman, ultimate professional. He said on a Monday morning the boys came in and did a wee bit of training and then come in for a cup of tea and that. And he says, no, the young lads were sitting talking about what they were doing at the weekend and that. He says Richard Gough sat on his own reading the paper. He says he just absolutely didn't get involved in all this. I was with this bird and he was with that bird and with that talk, you know, with the youngins. He says he just sat on his own. He was a total family man and a total professional. He said Michael Moles, he used to go out and he couldn't do the full training sessions, but what he did was he went away and he just ran and ran and ran for miles. I think there's like the golf course up there, up near the training centre.
Aye, there is.
Aye, I think he says he just ran round there. But he said he trained so hard. He says he was such a nice guy and just a total professional.
I don't know if
any kind of ego.
I don't know if this is true, but we'll put it anyway. Rangers said it's frustrating. That Ross County said that it's frustrating Rangers have pulled their ticket application. The weekend's match. The Staggies were due to be handed their usual 900 briefs, which I think 9 turn up. However, the Premiership's bottom club requested the coronavirus red zone be reinstated for the match. The clubs say they want to keep a safe distance from the players and staff and the home fans. The reason for this is due to the small number of the county players squad who are yet to be fully vaccinated. So we go.
Aye, 9. The 9 that turns out, that's the 9 Rangers fans that live up there, up in Dingwall.
Aye, maybe can do. Just, I don't know. I don't know.
Would there not be right in saying it's probably self-inflicted wounds in their own selves then, if they've not been double vaccinated yet? Surely they should have done by now.
It's a choice, mate. They must have chose not to.
Putting that pressure on themselves then, isn't they? Well, and then they're dictating to teams, like, we need behind the dugout because, well, anyway, I'm looking into all that, man.
Anyway, getting back to Michael Moles, that was a night at the famous Oliver Kahn. It was also another famous night in Europe for us. We'll not mention Cologne in 82, but I'll go back to 1971 on the road to Barcelona, and we lost away 4-3. And it was the first time ever that anybody went through on away goals. Away goals. We'd lost the game on the toss of a coin, Stevie. And then somebody got the rule book. I think it was a journalist. I think it may have been Roger Hanna. I might be wrong. He pointed out to Willie Waddle that the rules had changed and the new rule was brought in. And we were given it reinstated and won the tie, yeah?
Imagine that. Can you imagine that, man? That would just be mental, wouldn't it? You know, 1 minute you're down in the dumps, you think you're out. Then you're getting dealt royals are through. Man, off. Oh, dear. That would be absolute crazy, eh? Bridgeman, you must need to come in here. 1971? What was that? 51 years ago or something?
50 years ago, mate.
Come on. 50.
You make me older than I am, pal.
KK, canny count.
Canny count, absolutely.
KS, canny spell.
Well, Willie Waddle, when he took over, he was such a gentleman as a manager of Rangers, and it really was, you know. And 6 months or maybe a year before, he was giving Rangers absolute pelters in the newspaper, you know, because of their bad play. And they brought him in. Well, but yes, that's right. I think it was a journalist. I don't know if it was a.
That's the right story.
Oh, here we go. We're getting the right story.
The right story was we'd beat them 3-2 at Ibrox. We were winning 3-0 and then get gave away 2 daft late goals to win the tie 3-2. Went over there. It was 3-2 after full time. Went to extra time. Willie Henderson scored to put us in front, but they equalised. And then we took penalty kicks and lost the penalty shootout. And that's when we thought we were out, and we appealed to UEFA and then get through on the away goals rule.
Oh, there you go, a bit of history.
I've done, Fox.
You know,
that's incredible that the referee wouldn't have known that at the time.
That was Wally Collum.
Radio was Clancy. Clancy was the fourth official.
That's unreal, isn't it? Fox, who missed the penalties that night? That's just frightening, isn't it? What kind of support would the Bears have do there?
Oh, very little then, mate.
Aye.
There have been some, but very little. You know. There wasn't that much travelling, was there, in the early 70s? It was, Barcelona. Well, I suppose we took a good few thousand to Germany back in the mid-60s, didn't we? You know? I suppose the flights and buses were still going then. They were, starting to go more. There'd have been some trek then, wouldn't it? Oh, to Lisbon in a bus, Steve, here.
Aye. Dear. That would have been, aye. I'll tell you what, some memories, but there was some laughs. What would that have took? 4-5 days? Longer?
Oh, I would like to guess. I wouldn't like to guess.
Buses
It was a 5-day trip for me for Barcelona, mate.
I used to have a car like that.
No, I was in a bus, mate. I was in a bus.
Bridgeman was using his penny ticket then. His free bus pass.
You've also got to remember that then the supporters weren't the same as they are now. They were far less rowdy. Nice guys, There were many problems with the supporters.
Aye. That's something to do with the 6 policemen on the bus, is that
it? And that was only to get the carry it off. It was something else.
Bridge, talking about cars here, I've got a Japanese puddle drinker.
Oh my God.
Otherwise known as a Nissan cash cow.
Oh God almighty. They're getting worse.
You must get doing a ball on the referee's night suit, eh?
Oh, aye. Gagan never got looking.
John Gagan.
He's some guy.
Funny guy, white inch boy.
I spoke to one of the referees at referee. Yes. I said, he's a funny guy. He said, aye, but see on the pitch, he was a pure B-A-S-T,
No, I've been dying to do this. You anywhere bad language and you'll be getting a yellow card there, Steve.
That's why I never said it, Ox. I know the rules.
The intent was there.
Ox,
yes,
I was going to say, you want to fling your hat in the ring. What's your prediction tomorrow night?
I'm going the same result as the last tie. 2-0 to the Rangers, mate.
Who's your goal scorers?
Fashion Sakala and Alfredo Morelos.
There you go, lovely jubbly. I hope you're right. I'm going to go for 2-1, and I'm going to go for Morelos and Balogun.
All right, okay, all right. Just to let you know, the ladies ended up 5-0. 2 late goals.
Yay!
Brilliant.
Right. Now get yourself to bed and concentrate and get sorted out for the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. Right, how's it going for you tomorrow night? Bridgeman will take a 1-0, yeah?
Exactly. That'll do me fine.
All right.
Come
And
home with a point, boys.
I would take that as well. Would be a good self, Wally.
Well, I do a bridge with WAT on top. That's Wally's added tax. And I'll go for 3-1 to the Gers. 2 for Sakala, 1 for Morelos.
I'll take that as well. Be happy with that. So, listen, I'm actually looking forward to it. I know that it's only one game, but Sunday's game is a bit of optimism, Stevie.
Aye. Yep. I'm looking forward to them as well, mate. Look, they're 2 big games for us. We want to go into this international break, one of these games, getting our players all back fit for the kick-off again after the international break. It would be really good psychological wise. We could win these 2 games and get all our players back and be good to go. I think it would put us in right good stead for the run. Well, get into the winter. Absolutely brilliant. It would be magic if we could win these 2 games. It would give the whole club a lift and the fans.
And the bookies have got us strong favourites. Does that surprise you?
No, really. No. I would see on paper, Ox. You look at our players and theirs, we should beat them. You know, away or no, we should beat them. You know, we really should. If we play, we win. You've said it a million times. If we play to our potential, we can do, we'll destroy them tomorrow. We really will. Anyway.
Tomorrow's a different day. Yeah. But, Wally?
I think, as I said earlier, Ox, if they try and go toe-to-toe with us, we could destroy them.
I hope you're right. They didn't look as if they looked a competent team, but they sort of played with a sort of 5 at the back, solid. Made it difficult for you, but it'd be interesting to see if they open up, if they do, or they try and play with that discipline bridge with a 5 at the back.
Yeah, that's a lot of people got 5 at the back, isn't it? Jeez. A lot of people to get through. I hope we just go and play our best for the Rangers and for the club, for the fans. Just go and do it. The players know what's to be done. Please, just keep your head up high, and you play for the Rangers, and we'll never let you down. So get in there. Come on, Rangers. I'm getting excited already.
You watch your heart rate.
Folks,
yes, mate.
Stevie says on paper, you know that we're always good on the paper pitches.
Oh. Who writes his script, Stevie?
Wrong, Donald.
We'll play them in the car park. We'll still beat them.
Listen, I think as one of the games, if they play their best and we play their best with that group of players, we win. You know, because we're a level above Bromby. But remember, they're the Danish champions, so it's still a scalp. So we'll see where it takes us. But we'll go to play, Stevie.
Aye, it's not. Listen, let's not be kidding. We know on paper if we go man to man and toe to toe, we should beat them. But there's no easy games in Europe. It's going to be a right tough night for us. It's about playing our game and sticking to our game plan, being disciplined, and the 3,000 bells there will get behind the team, and let's just hope we can get the result. You know, I'm pretty confident. Looking at the last game and how many chances we created, if we take our chances, we'll certainly win the game. That's for sure, because we will get chances against them.
Aye. I know, especially if you get the first goal, it means they've got to come out well, done it.
Well, he's away right now.
I'm here. Sorry. I never heard you mention my name there, Ox. I'm trying to stick to the rules. I never heard my name. Sorry.
No problem, mate. Right, last word for you for the night, Wally. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I just want to say to the panel,
it's been a blast, but I'll be lying. Carry on.
Can I say to the panel, keep doing it for the Rangers fans, because the Rangers fans need you.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks for having me on, Ox.
It's been good fun, mate. Good fun.
It was a good laugh. That's what it's all about. The Rangers.
Yep.
What about you, Stevie?
It's good be night. It's absolute flew in. I'm hoping for the 3,000 bears that went earlier and spent their dough and they get behind the team tomorrow and they get the right victory for them first and foremost and all the bears, and then we can put the wee team away on Sunday. What a great get into the break. That will keep the club will be buzzing. But thanks for having me on again, Ox, and it was a pleasure to be Bridge's right hand man. Good job chat with man Bridge. And I can't think the wee station's absolutely brilliant, mate. You don't know many people say to me, fair, well done, and good things about the station. It's brilliant, and well done to everybody behind the scenes. Brilliant. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. What about you, Bridge?
Well, what can I say? By the way, another fantastic evening. I'm sure everyone enjoyed it, and well done to you, Ox, there. And of course, your weary men in the techie area, keeping the wheels going. And of course, the big Stevie, thanks for being my buddy tonight. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, Rangers need us. Everybody out there, heart on hand tomorrow night, get in there. Come on, Rangers. Out and in. Out and in. Do it. Beat them.
Listen, can I thank the boys that's called in, Wally, Kenny, and of course Ian. I thank Bridge and Stevie for joining us in Rangers Radio, but I think there's only one thing I can say, but please, Rangers, if we can, win it for Walter, RIP, the one and only Walter Smith. Take it away, old school blue.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, across the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes and I've heard the 44. I've flied the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea. But never see back home in Scotland more than all the rest of me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my drum. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my drum. And it's part of the really get clear stream. No more I'll sail the 7 seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. And fear of each Saturday, I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my drum. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my drum. And it's not of the really get clear stream. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my drum. It's the greatest sight that